Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Dish with Trish. I'm your host, Trish, and you can't know my last name because I do porn and bad things online. Just kidding. I don't really do porn. Actually, I do porn. I'm doing a lot of porn this week. I'm doing a lot of porn this week. You can check me out at onlytrish.com. I'm doing a few threesomes this week, which is very exciting. I have officially crossed the threshold of becoming a porn star. I feel OnlyFans is different than Pornhub, so I don't really consider it a porn, but that's happening this week. So this will be out tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday I start filming. And yeah, it's really interesting. My one friend, Lena, the plug, she hooked me up with an STD testing thing. So this is when you know you're an official porn star, when you are getting yourself tested every 2 weeks. I always heard porn stars do this. They have a performer panel at the place I'm going. It's like the place like every porn star goes to. And so I was like, wow, I'm an official porn star. Okay, cool. Which is something I never thought I would be. I think if you go watch my interviews from the No Jumper podcast or even my interview with Lena, I was very, very like, wow, how could people have sex on camera? Like, it was never a place of judgment. It was never anything. It was more of like, I could never do that. Like, how are people doing this? And here I am doing this. And it is sort of liberating and empowering to have sex on camera and upload it. I don't know. It just feels it's nerve wracking at first, for sure, especially because I do have so many followers on OnlyFans and also just on all platforms. So it's definitely nerve wracking. Obviously I get a lot of hate just in general. So now I'm completely naked and you're most vulnerable, right? You're most vulnerable when you're fucking. And if someone, like, let's say your partner or something says something to you, I've heard lots of horror stories from girls. I've been pretty fortunate that I feel like maybe I'm the toxic one in the relationship. Also, sorry, I'm just looking at myself in the camera. If you're listening to audio only, I'm currently dressed as Poison Ivy because I'm doing a role play thing for OnlyFans. Role play is very hugely requested. I guess not enough people are getting role play in their bedroom. You come to the right girl. I have costumes of punk. I literally just had this literally laying around and I was like, oh, someone requested Poison Ivy. Anyways, I just caught a glimpse of myself. But yeah, I've heard horror stories of girls saying, guys have told them, whether they smell their pussy, body odor, whatever. I've heard that, and that would mortify. That would end my sex life forever. So like I said, I've been fortunate where I've had like really sweet guys in my life. Like most of the guys I've been with sexually have been very sweet. I have had guys, I guess say little things, but nothing crazy. And I've been very fortunate because I'm very sensitive anyways. So if someone were to tell me, because here's the thing, vaginas, sometimes they just smell like vaginas. Not everybody has, some people have a non-scented vaginas, but no one has a floral scented vagina. And even if you get those like Summer's Eve, is that what they're called? Those Summer's Eve. I have some, those like to specifically wipe your vag. Sometimes that makes it smell even more vaginal. If that makes sense. Like when I take a really good shower, right? Deep ass clean, getting that crack, getting that pussy. Like whether I use like Summer's Eve or even just like regular soap like Dial, which is like known for the whore bath, which is the pits, tits, and ass. Like before I'd go to the strip club, I'd always just wash my pit, my tit, my ass, all that, my tits. And, we'd use that Gold Dial soap because it just like really like gets in the stink, I guess, or gets out the stink, I suppose. But yeah, it's just natural. And who showers every time before sex? Like nobody does. Although lately I've been showering. Well, no, we did a few times. This guy I was sleeping with, we would shower before sex a few times, and we were doing it. I was doing it kind of high, and it felt really good then to like get into bed. Like, when you take a shower, I don't really shower before bed. I'm really not that kind of person. I don't know. It's kind of gross, I guess, when you think about it, if you're not showering before bed, but it does feel really good to shower before bed. I don't, maybe because of laziness, or when I'm going to bed, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm more of a morning shower person, but you could do both. Honestly, I've been both lately. I've been just showering up a storm. I've been very clean during this quarantine, and now after, it's been like I have to shower every morning, which I never used to be like that, but I have to shower every morning. And now I'm getting into a shower nighttime routine somewhat, which I kind of like, especially if you're about to have sex. I guess because you just know like you're just super clean. I don't know. My last partner was like really into just being like clean, no sense. And I don't think I never thought I had one, but I guess showering just really turned him on. But yeah, I had a guy reach out to me in the DMs because, by the way, I shouldn't be talking about guys. I feel like, even though I feel like most of you guys wouldn't know, because like, here's the thing, there's different people I hook up with, you know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not all about casual sex. I like just kind of like one person sex, but it's like, I need someone, even just if I'm hooking up with them, I need a strong ass man. I'm so tired of weak men being like, don't talk about me. You know what I mean? It's like, first of all, no one fucking knows who you are. Like, literally, like, unless you've been in my videos or pictures, like, no one knows who the fuck you are. And they're like, don't talk about me. And I'm like, I'm saying good shit. So anyone I'm with, this one guy, oh my God, this 20-year-old hit up my DMs. I mean, he's verified and shit, which is, I won't go, he's an athlete of sorts, but he hit me up to like hook up and was gonna fly me out and shit. And I was like, baby, I'm your fucking mommy's age, which is such a weird thing now. I'm now experiencing cougar MILF sort of. I have had more too young, like 20-year-olds. Literally 20 and a 21-year-old. And I'm like, you are a baby. Like, as soon as I found out their age, I literally yelled at them like a mother. I was like, you are a baby. But it's so weird because when I was that age, boys, they're boys, right? 20-year-olds are boys. Were not interested in me. Or I don't know. They just, but it is such a weird thing. I don't know if it's because I'm doing like full-on blow-on porn now. I don't know if it's because I'm fucking, I don't know. Maybe young guys always liked older girls and I just never was an older woman. So now I am. And it's like, what the fuck? It's so weird. It's so unnerving. It's so scary. I was like, oh my God, you're 20. And this one athlete who's 20, I was just like, you're 20 years old. It's so insane. I can't even fathom. I can't even wrap my brain. Like, these young boys, there is something to say. They really do like these older women, which, can I be honest? Like, 20 is too young, but I'm about to go younger. These older guys just get so crotchety and just so not with it. I feel like literally this one guy, he's 21, but I was just like toying with him and he knew, because I was like, because this guy was in California. I was not about to fuck, but I was just toying and I was like, let me film for OnlyFans. Like, yeah, I want to film for your OnlyFans. Like, they're just so eager. I mean, he's a baby, he's a child, I wouldn't, but there is something to say. Maybe 25-year-old, 26-year-old, who knows? But I'm 32 and it's such a crazy reversal thing. I do believe in a 25 being a hard cutoff for anyone over 25 to be dating, because under 25 they're just not fully developed. And I'm not talking sexually or physically, I'm talking like mentally. They're just, they're still babies, and I was a baby at that age. And it's not even condescending. It's like, if you're under 25, you're still a baby, you're still learning, you're still not fully in the world, you know what I mean? And so I think it's just wildly inappropriate, but nonetheless flattering. And I was very flattered, and I was like, oh my goodness. And the more I engage with people on my OnlyFans too, the more I realize a lot of them are very young, in their 20s. I don't know. I guess I've always had older men always come after me, I guess, especially because when I was younger, I was, not to say mature for my age, I just looked mature. I just had large breasts. I think I just looked like a more mature person. But yeah, it's such a trip. It really is. And now being a full-fledged porn star, I'm getting tested every 2 weeks. And this specific testing center does a quick turnaround, and they have a full rundown of what you need to be a performer, basically stuff that, like you could get treated for or whatever the case. And I'm happy to report that I'm a clean puss. This is very exciting. So yeah, I am doing back-to-back ones. I guess that's just sort of like a risk you take, but I think if everyone has their clean test, I am only collabing now too with people on OnlyFans that also do this, that are quote unquote professional, which a lot of people would think is kind of gross because you're fucking so many different people. But if you're fucking people in the same caliber as you, right? You're professional about it. It's business. You're getting tested, it is an interesting world. I was thinking the other night, literally last night, this isn't going to last forever for me, right? This isn't going to be fun forever for me. Like, eventually I will feel uninspired, unmotivated. This is all very new territory for me. Doing porn, basically, like full-fledged now, is a very new, but at the same time, what I love about it and what I love about OnlyFans and just kind of the world we are in now as creators and entertainers, whether you're a singer or YouTuber or podcast or whatever, is that Patreon promo, I think that's coming actually, but you really can control everything. Like, I don't think I ever was enticed of doing porn because I didn't want, like, I would look at a lot of male porn stars and I was like, I wouldn't want to fuck them, or even female porn. So I'm like, I wouldn't want to fuck them. I want to pick who I want to fuck, just like I would in my real life. Like, and I want to work when I want to work. I want to do what I want to do. I want to not, be sharing the money with some dude. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, OnlyFans takes a cut, but it is nice to have all that control. They don't tell you what to do, who to do with, like what to promote. Oh, you're not pushing it out enough. Even with brand deals, I love brand deals, whatever. I don't get a lot anymore. Shout out Adam and Eve though. What's up? I don't like being told, like, when you get brand deals, they're like, you have to push more. You have to do this. You have to get a certain amount of views. I had a YouTube brand deal go through because I just, you know, I love YouTube. I still post every day, but I'm kind of like, you know, the system supporting creative people is broken, and the COVID-19 crisis is making it more obvious than ever. It puts algorithms over ideas, quantity over quality, what's easy to sell over what's actually good, money, brands, and actually just about everything else over the people who actually make the things that inspire us. Here is Patreon's solution and promise. Patreon offers a better way. Patreon helps creators build a more sustainable income source by offering a monthly membership to their most passionate fans. It gives them the creative freedom to do our best work as creators. It gives financial stability. Us creators can build an independent creative career how we want, when we want, for the people we want, by the people we want. It's also a chance for us to create a lasting, more meaningful connection with a supportive audience without interference from trolls, ads, and algorithms. In turn, fans get access to exclusive community premium content and the chance to become active participants in the work they love. Fans get to be more than social media followers and enjoy a more direct relationship with your favorite artists and creators. Fans also get the pride to fuel the work that really matters to them. So if you're a podcaster, video maker, musician, writer, illustrator, if you're a creative person of any kind, or simply love one, now is the time to check out patreon.com. Now is the time to join the millions of fans and creators who are changing the way art is valued together. I have been both a creator and a patron on patreon.com over the past 3 years. It was my only income for about 2 years, and not only that was I able to sustain, obviously, living and eating and breathing and the bills. I got to focus all on the good stuff, the ones that people wanted to see, which was touring. I got to fund my own tour. I got to fund my own music videos, my music. I got to fund really creative projects that maybe I wouldn't normally have been able to if I had to work a 9 to 5, or if I, had to keep struggling on YouTube trying to get those ads hitting, and also just getting those trolls out of the way, not having haters on the Patreon platform is really, really amazing. It gives you freedom. It gives you a safe place to create. And as a supporter, I've been a supporter of many years, even Pentatonics, Philip DeFranco. I've been supporting so many people, of Tracy Hines, Peter Hollins, people who are creative that maybe don't get to make the same money because the content doesn't get supported anymore by other platforms. It's truly amazing. I love getting the benefits. I love getting special things in the mail. I love getting special offers. I love being part of the creative process for people. It's really, really fun. So if you want to be a creator and have that sustainable income and create more projects for your followers, or hey, if you're a follower and want to keep encouraging your creator to stay on social media and to stay on the platform and creating stuff that you love for a reasonable price, then do it. Go to patreon.com, you guys. There is a win-win-win-win-win situation over there. That's patreon.com. Check it out. So it's a wild, wild world, for sure. Definitely not for the faint of heart at all, and definitely not for someone who's not already so out there. I kind of not worry, because that sounds patronizing unto itself, but I kind of get a little nervous for, young girls that are doing it, because I don't think I would have done this at 19, 20. At 19, 20, I was still full of hope and like, maybe I'll be a Broadway star. Maybe I'll do this. And not to say would hurt your chances, but it would hurt. It's going to hurt. If you're out there nude, you're not going to be a Disney princess singing character. You're not going to be casted in a lot of things. You're not going to be included in family-friendly events. And I'm talking about more if you're an entertainer. Well, even if you're not going to be a school teacher, if you want to go back to school one day. So you really, really have to be like, okay, is this... Because it will, and I think, like I said, the 19, 20, 21, again, it's just like the dating thing. I think it's all too young. You're just not fully there. But if you're over 25 and you're like, fuck it, time for me to make some money off all the fucking I'm doing, well, then go for it. Having said that, I also have a period problems. Okay, so I was able to delay my period for about a week using this method. However, I kind of misjudged when my period was supposed to come, because, surprise, my period came. But I'm going to bleed it out and then do my scenes. Oh my God, I'm such a porn star. Now I'm going to do they're scenes, whatever, videos, whatever. But yeah, I was delaying my period, and I was just a little off on when my period was coming. But you can delay your period with some simple techniques. Now, obviously, fucking with your period is never a good idea. Fucking with your body is not a good idea. And as I'm dressed as poison ivy, fucking with Mother Nature is never a good idea. But yet I do all of the above. So I guess if you're on birth control, you can go ahead and just keep taking the birth control. Usually there's like little sugar pills in birth control that are just basically nothing pills that you take during your period, and then you start when your next cycle is supposed to start, and it regulates your period, all that stuff. And I guess if you want to delay your period, you could theoretically just start taking the next batch. But don't do that. So I don't have that. So, some natural ways to do it. Apple cider vinegar. I've been taking, I dilute it. I take about 3 shots of apple cider vinegar, but I dilute it with about 3/4 cup of water. And, I put a little lemon juice in there. Now, pro tip that my Instagram followers taught me, drink it through a straw. If you're going to be drinking apple cider vinegar, there's many health benefits supposedly to drinking apple cider vinegar. One of them being delaying your period for whatever reason. I think it's because it fucks up my stomach. I had the worst acidic reaction. I did it for 3 days, 3 days tops. That's it. And then you know what? My fucking period came right after I stopped drinking it, but it is very acidic. It's very harsh on your stomach, which is probably why it fucks up your period. Also, stressing about your period will delay your period. I have delayed my period for weeks at a time before because I stressed so hard about, is it coming? Is it coming? Am I getting it? Whether I didn't want to be pregnant or I did want to be pregnant, or like I was just trying to get it over with. Stressing about your period will also delay your period. Lemon juice, I kind of snuck it in there, but lemon juice also delays. Cucumbers, I heard, delays, and papaya. So there's a bunch of things you can eat that are supposedly helps you delay. Now, to hurry up your period. Okay, now your period's here. Now I'm like, okay, I want to hurry this shit up to kind of shorten your period because some people have really long periods. Hot tea does wonders. So much water. If you drink a gallon of water a day, I swear to goodness, this works because I have shortened my period. I have a normal 5-day period, but I can shorten to about 3.5 days where I literally stop bleeding on the 4th day, like midway. A gallon of water, just pee that blood out. Like literally, that's what it is. I'm sorry, guys, if you're listening, but pee that shit out, pee that blood out. Don't pee the shit out. You need that, but pee that blood out. It really, really does work. And that's pretty natural water. You're supposed to drink that anyways. That'll speed it along. And obviously they say exercise, but who the fuck am I to exercise? Sorry, period. You're going to be staying all month long if I have to fucking do a squat to get rid of you. And they also say orgasms during sex, but a lot of guys don't like period sex. And to those guys, I say, fuck you. Fuck you. I love period sex. I really do. It's messy, but hey, we really crave it. When we're on our period, I'm so fucking horny on my period. Holy fucking shit. I just stick everything up me that I can possibly find. I was like, today I might put a carrot up me. Who knows? Or maybe some tomato, maybe squish it against my pussy or something to time in my poison ivy role play. Yeah, vegetables were involved in my custom video I did as poison ivy on my OnlyFans, but, yeah, be a man, dude. Fuck a girl on her period. Like, yeah, it's a little messy, but guess what? Extra lubricant. Can't get a bitch pregnant. Well, you can. I don't want to spread misinformation. Technically, supposedly you can't. I don't know anyone that's gotten pregnant on their period, but apparently it happens. So I'm not going to say you can't. So just saying, but you know, it's unlikely. Now, if you're a porn star and you have your period, the other alternative I thought, because I have someone coming in from out of town and we already pre-scheduled this, like they already booked an Airbnb and stuff to collaborate, I was thinking like makeup sponges. Now, I've heard this from so many people. Now, they have those flex fit cups, those like diva cups that you can push in. And you know what? I've used them. They work pretty well. I'm someone who doesn't really have a heavy period flow. Like my first day is not that heavy. My second day will be a little heavier, but it's nothing crazy. I know some people who can gush. They could have 2 Super Plus Ultra tampons up them and they will fill both of those up within an hour. So if you're a heavy person, a heavy bleeder, it won't work. But I put those cups in and it really holds it up. It's more of like it holds the blood in. However, sponges, those little makeup cheap sponges, they'll absorb. Now, I've done it once and it really, really does work. However, I was given this warning and I'm going to give you this warning. They're a bitch to fish out. You have to really squat and you have to hook it. And in my experience, I've had to have my partner hook it on both occasions. So be very, very cautious. Obviously, if it gets stuck too deep in there, have a doctor fish it out. It's not going to get lost up there. It's not going to get sucked up in a vortex. You'll be totally fine, I'm sure. I'm not a doctor though, so disclaimer on that. But makeup sponges. So if you really want to have sex on your period and your partner's not about it, or you don't want to tell them, a makeup sponge will do wonders. You won't feel anything. It'll still get you kind of wet. Because with the Diva cups, I've kind of felt a little dry on them. So it will keep you, it will also let you allow your body to naturally lubricate itself. So yeah, little sex tips with Trish and period tips with Trish. I'm that bitch that I research everything when it comes to my period. I hate it. I hate it so much, but it is part of life. I guess it means you're healthy. It's supposed to mean that you're able to have babies. I've had the hardest time getting pregnant and my periods are very, very regular and on the dot. And it's been the weirdest time. I don't know. And then part of me thinks about tying my tubes. I had an incident last month with pregnancy and I just thought, I don't know if I even want a baby. Like, I always think I do. And then like the minute I'm like, oh, pregnant, like, I don't know. I thought maybe I should get my tubes tied. I don't know if I can handle that responsibility, the pressure. I'm so sensitive to myself. I'm so selfish to myself. The world we live in is so awful and scary. The world we live in is terrifying. It really is. It's why I'm ignorant to the news. It's why I don't watch the news, listen to the news. I am so fucking scared of the world that I'd rather just be ignorant. I'd rather just play Poison Ivy in my bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much. Like, it is just too fucking much. And I don't know if I could have a kid in this world. I don't think I could send my kid to school. If I had a child, don't think I could send them to school just because of everything. School shootings. Now we got Corona. Now there's just bullying. Just, hey, kids committing suicide because of bullying. Like, I don't want that. My kid's going to be so fucking sensitive. I do not want that for my child. The child I'm never going to have. And I'm good. I have nieces and nephews. I'm satisfied with them, as little people in the bloodline. But I really did think about getting my tubes tied, but I'm getting to that point now where I'm naturally going to have my tubes tied. I'm getting to be an old bitch. My eggs are drying up. Can eggs dry up? Cracking up? I guess they crack when they have the period, but fuck yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that's my week coming up. Little threesome action. I'm very excited. Like I said, I don't know if I necessarily like threesomes in my relationship, but I like to be a part of other people's. I especially like stable, loving relationships. I love to give me some of that love. Put some of that love inside me. Thank you. I had crazy dreams. Oh my gosh. I've had Michael Keaton. I had the craziest. Okay, so I have Michael Keaton all over my bedroom, which is maybe why I'm having these very vivid dreams about him. I feel the need to connect with him. That sounds like a crazy psycho person. Michael Keaton, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Even about a month or two ago, I don't know what I was on. I was on some Xanax or something too fucking high to be posting on YouTube. But yet it was 2 a.m. and here I am posting on fucking YouTube. And there was like a string of videos I put up and they're still up. I don't really care. I'm like, yeah, I don't really remember making those, but that's some art, I guess. Let's take it as creative art, a little artwork there. And one of them was titled Michael Keaton, but also spelled wrong, but also didn't change it because, again, art. And I literally have just dreamt about him and thought about him. Now, my bedroom is Beetlejuice themed. So I counted this morning. I have about 13 pictures of Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. So my dresser has both Michael Keatons. There's like there's 2 on each dresser. So that's like 4 Michael Keatons. Then I have Beetlejuice with the sawed in half legs when they're in the netherworld. Then I have like a giant cardboard cutout of him as Beetlejuice next to his tombstone that says "Here's Lies Beetlejuice." Pillowcases. I just have a lot of stuff that actually has not just the cartoon of Beetlejuice, but Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. Yeah, I never found him super attractive. I probably have seen 2 Michael Keaton movies, one being Batman and one being the one about the McDonald's guy. I really do think those are the only Michael Keaton movies. Of course I know who he is. Of course I've heard of him. It's just like Michael Douglas, like all those actors that were maybe a little bit before my time. I don't really know their movies. I know Michael Douglas from Fatal Attraction. That's about the only movie I think I've seen him in. But again, other than that, I don't know. Even Julia Roberts, a little bit before my time. I think I've seen one of her movies, Pretty Woman. Oh, and that other one where she's the assistant to Catherine Zeta-Jones. But yeah, I just didn't really watch a lot of Michael Keaton movies, so I don't really know where this is coming from, other than the fact that he's in my bedroom, but it's not even Michael Keaton, it's Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, so it's very bizarre. I went into my DMs, let me see if I still have them. Maybe I unsent them, thank God you can unsend DMs, but I had gone into my DMs, or maybe just went to his page, and then I was going to DM him something, and then saw that I sent literally like 60 DMs to Michael Keaton. Oh my God. You guys, it is. Okay, if you're watching the video version, I'm showing the video right now, the video version. Okay. Okay, it's not as crazy. From November 29th at 6:57 of last year to, December 2nd. Okay, oh my God, literally nothing. That's nothing. I feel like I unsent some, but maybe I should unsend these. I said hi, November 29th, and then I said, I just want to tell you I love you. You saved my life. You're like this amazing spirit I would like to fly with. At 7 o'clock on November 29th. I don't think I was high then. Then I just tagged him in a story, future husband, at Michael Keaton Douglas, but it's him once again as Beetlejuice. November 30th, I said, good morning, I love you. December 1st, I said, good morning, handsome face. December 1st, good night, sweet angel. You are so perfect, never forget that. Which is followed by another picture of him as Beetlejuice. December 2nd, hi, your sheep picture was amazing. OMG, I want to be your sheep. I'll follow you wherever you go. December 6th, I dreamt about you and me and us. And all of these are like in the morning. And he hasn't seen any of them, thank God. What was his sheep picture that I liked so much? I guess, I don't know. He posts a lot. I don't know. He has an interesting Instagram where it looks like he actually runs it. You know, some celebrities just post like, I don't know, whatever their PR person tells him to post. He looks like he's running it. It's a lot of like news. He looks like a very political person, just the other spectrum of me, which is, I was just going to say I was going for younger. Oh, John Stamos' baby just popped up. He's so handsome and so big. Oh, okay, now I want a baby again with Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas has a son. Michael Douglas? Michael Douglas. Wait, Michael Keaton. I'm so confused. Is his name Michael Keaton Douglas, though? Because I just went to the thing and it looked like it said Michael Keaton Douglas. Am I on crack? Michael Keaton Douglas. Oh, it does say Michael Keaton Douglas on his thing, though, which is very confusing because there's a Michael Douglas and I didn't. Okay, wow, I'm very confused. But Michael Douglas, I had the craziest dream that he came and we were having a conversation in my bedroom. And it was so deep and intense. And I just remember doing like a video. We had a conversation. Then I remember doing a YouTube video right after. This is all in my dream. Right after saying like, you guys, when you find the right one, you'll just know. And I found the right one last night and we had this deep conversation. That's how I knew I was meant to be with him forever. And he proposed and it was the most beautiful proposal ever. It was in my bedroom, but the ring was stunning. And he's like, I just want to marry you. I don't need a big wedding. I just want to marry you. And I was like, yes, Michael Keaton. His Instagram's showing me off, Michael Keaton. And yeah, I looked him up and he's not married. He has one child. But just like him and even Val Kilmer, not to go with the Batman theme running, but no intention doing that. But Val Kilmer too was like, where do they go? Where are they at? Like Val Kilmer has never been married, right? I don't think, but he was such an eligible bachelor too. And it's like, you know what I was thinking? I had this like little thought, epiphany, if you will. I was thinking like maybe they had so much success and money and fame, and maybe like me, they were kind of selfish. They didn't think they thought maybe girls that were dating them were only interested in becoming famous, to get ahead, to get their money. And I'm not on their level at all, but I kind of feel that way in some sense. I'm looking to buy a house and I'm really excited. I finally have money thanks to my porn career. I finally have some money to like be able to buy a house. And I was just thinking like, I need to find someone that also owns a house if I'm going to date them. I don't want someone just leeching off this shit. I had to do a lot of masturbating for this house, and I'd be damned if I just marry someone and they take half of it. You know what I mean? There is a sense of that when you've worked hard. And I thought maybe they just didn't want to have just one person. Same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. Maybe they didn't want to be tied down. I mean, he's a little younger, so he still has time. But maybe they didn't want to be tied down to one woman. They had all these options. Keanu Reeves is another good example. You don't hear about it so much with women, although a little bit. Some of my personal single female inspirations: Kristen Chenoweth, Jennifer Aniston. I mean, obviously Jennifer Aniston leveled up with Brad Pitt. So yeah, Brad Pitt, we've been married. If y'all don't know, we've been married last year. But, if you don't level up, it is interesting would you date underneath? Maybe that's why they never, but then you know what? Now you're old age, right? You're in your 60s, 70s. I don't know how old Michael Keaton is, 70s. And it's like, are you all, he has a child, I guess. So it's a little different, but it's like, do you feel all alone? Do you feel like life passed you by? Do you think you made a mistake? Did you let one get away? I wouldn't say I've let people get away because I've been the toxic one in relationships, but, I definitely feel like maybe I lost potential because even now, maybe I lost a relationship because of I decided I'd rather have threesomes than be monogamous. And, maybe that person supports it or whatever, but it's like, did I give up love? Did I give up someone truly caring about me, which is really hard to find, for money? That's a sad thought. He's 68. He was born 1951 in Pennsylvania. He was married from 82 to 1990. So he was married kind of almost at the height of his career, because Beetlejuice came out the year I was, I remember that in the dream. I told him that too, that Beetlejuice came out the year I was born, and he was taken back by that. Because once again, my mature look, I look very much, I've always looked older than I am, which is not good now that I'm older. But, Burn Man he was in. I haven't seen that one, but I did know that. No, he went to Kent State University. Okay, cool. He is so handsome. He is such a good looking guy. Like I said, I never really gave thought to him, but are we soulmates? Why do I keep having dreams about him? I've had multiple dreams. It's not just that one, and I can't remember the specifics of other ones, but I've had multiple dreams, and it's always just conversations with him. It's never like sex dreams. It's never dreams of him in a movie. It's just like conversations in my house with him, from what I remember. And they're multiple. I think about them, like even when I'm high, I constantly think about Michael Keaton. What's he doing? Why he's never been married? I think about these things. It's very fucking weird. It's not relatable to anyone. I don't really know why I'm talking about that on this podcast, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he would have period sex with me. My period's over, but you know, I don't know. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, so this next topic, maybe it's a little controversial. Maybe it's a little too heated, but it's relevant. It's happening today. It was a tweet today. Whether you're working from home or you're working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to, not what your roommate, your sister, your significant other. Oh my God, my significant other will like to listen to jazz all day long. If it was up to him, we'd be listening to Enya and the Whales, but not me. I want to listen to some Dear Evan Hansen, some Hades Town. Not everyone likes show tunes, and that's fine. That's why I have wireless earbuds from Raycon. They are my favorite wireless earbuds. They keep it personal in your ears. It sounds surround sound. I feel like I'm at Broadway, even though Broadway is currently closed. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. So they're cheaper, but also the same quality. I like that. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. With 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. You guys, these are amazing. I got them sent to me, and I was like, okay, we're at a theater right now. I can belt at the top of my lungs and I sound just like them. That's how good this Raycon is. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for conference calls or binging podcasts. Hey, Dish with Trish, what's up? Now on Spotify. But Raycon wireless earbuds are really a game changer for me, and here's why. I can have them nice and isolated in my ear without having to distract other people. You know, if I'm laying out by the pool with my mom and sister like we did last week, we can all kind of listen to what we like. My sister listens to country. My mom will listen to podcasts. And then, of course, me and my show tunes. So thank you, Raycon, for keeping us all happy, and we all get to vibe to our music, because music really is a vibe. It really puts you in the right energy. I don't want to be listening to Enya when I'm having sex. I'd rather be listening to Beetlejuice when I'm having sex. Or whoever. Unlike some of the other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. You've heard me talk about how the company was co-founded by Ray J. Okay, shout out love with Ray J. And celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge, Brandy, J.R. Smith are also obsessed with Raycons. Also, Trisha Paytas. I'm obsessed with Raycons. Pick up a pair and see what the hype is all about. Now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Trish. That's buyraycon.com/Trish for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Trish. That's BUY Raycon RAYCON.com/Trish. Okay, so this is a tweet. I'm going to just go ahead and say the influencer names involved because I don't know these influencers. I don't have beef with any of them. I don't know them. I don't have anything against them. Never heard anything bad about any of them. So this is really no horse in the fight, but here I am just inserting my fucking big nose in places where it shouldn't be, which is why I'm always involved in drama. And then I wonder, why am I always involved in drama? Bitch, this is why. Before we get into that though, casual sex is dead. I want to fuck you and feed you and care for you and support your goals and do shit with you and help you out and nap with you, damn it. I saw this on Instagram. I reposted it on mine. Is casual sex dead? You know, honestly, for me it is. I think you get to a certain level. And yes, obviously I just talked about having fucking random threesomes, but that's more business. But I do like having one person. I love it. It's consistent. It's comfortable. And if it's with the right person, it can still be fun. I have a jacuzzi sex story. If I have time in this one, I had the best fucking sex last week in a jacuzzi. Holy fucking shit. My cameras didn't pick it up good enough. I went to go rewatch it. Probably not to my partner's liking, but who the fuck cares at this point? No, I went to go watch it. I can't really see it, but it was holy shit. He came over early. Like, he usually comes over late, but he came over like 3 or 4. we got in the jacuzzi. Oh my God. It was like earth shattering. Like, also, I feel like you feel so light. I was trying to think of like why it was so good. We're going to get to the influencer drama in a second, but, I think as you also feel so light, it just feels almost like you're in space, kind of like it's very no gravity, no weight. And I don't know, maybe that's just because like I'm a chunky girl right here. I mean, I'll still go on top of you. Like, if you're going to risk your life, you're going to risk your life, but I'm going to get on you. I'm going to sit on that face. I'm going to suffocate you with my titties and my pussy. But jacuzzi sex was great. We probably were, I think I asked him after, I was like, how long was it? Like probably like an hour and a half. And I got lightheaded. I did get lightheaded. I literally had to lay down before we did go shower then after, but I had to lay down. It was so fucking intense. And my fence is kind of broken. So a little bit is like my neighbors could potentially see if they like squatted down and like looked through. And I kept thinking that, but I was just so into it because we were kind of like making waves. I guess that's the pro tip. Don't look through your fucking fence and be a nosy neighbor. Like I got to get that fixed. But the house, whatever house I do get, it definitely needs to have a private ass jacuzzi because holy fucking shit, fucking in it is so good. Especially when you had some wine, or again, if you had some weed or a Xanax or whatever you prefer. Just a little. I think I did all of the above, to be honest. It was so hot. I want to have sex with him again in the jacuzzi. We had a little fight though, not right after, but semi after. It wasn't a fight. It was just wanting different things and blah blah blah. He's like, I don't want to change you, but also, I'm like, but also we fuck. Like, we just fuck really good. And then I was like questioning because he was kind of like, I hate when guys try. Girls usually are the ones that withhold sex for punishment, but sometimes he's like, we just need to be friends and not have sex. I'm like, okay, but like, is it not as amazing for you as it is for me? They're like, no, obviously we enjoy it, but he's so not that person. I'm very that person to be like, I love fucking you. Like, I don't know. I've always been that way. I'm very, very passionate about my love making and my lovers. And maybe it's only good for me. I don't fucking know, but it feels good. I've never had a problem with like, my other thing is like when guys, it's fine. Like if you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood, but I never had guys turn me down for sex. So yes, okay, we can fuck 6 times, but if you turn me down for the 7th, I'm going to feel kind of bad. I'm going to still feel rejected. That's why it's a compatibility thing. You have to find someone that's equally at your sex drive level that, hey, will always be down to stick his dick in you, or vice versa. Hey, my pussy is always open for you. Like if I'm in your relationship with somebody, my pussy is always open for you. Now, I know this is not the majority of most girls, so I don't want guys to get a false, whatever, because this is where it gets kind of sticky, where it's like, if you're in a relationship, how can someone, rape you, not to trigger anyone. And I don't know how that really goes, because like when I'm in a relationship, I've always just been like, hey, and it's been a very clear thing that I set up with my relationships. Like even if I'm sleeping and you're horny, fucking stick it in me, wake me up, because I love waking up to dick inside me. Like I love it. And that is, again, a boundary you have to set beforehand. Obviously now with the world, and obviously just in general, you want to make sure that's okay. Because if it's not okay, then it's not okay. But for me, I actually personally love it. Again, if I'm in a relationship and if I say like, hey, as a rule of thumb, and then you're allowed to change your mind, if I'm 35 or whatever, I don't know why I said that age, but just whatever, you're allowed to also change your mind. Like if you're like, hey, if I'm sleeping, leave me the fuck alone. That's totally fine too. But it's all but I'm just so used to, so when someone, if we're having sex 6 times a day and then I'm like, hey, can you stick it in? And he's just like, no, I'm just like, I feel a little personally rejected. But again, it's all finding your mate, your compatibility, soulmates, all of that bullshit. All right, let's get into this. So I thought this was interesting anyways. So, and I'll say the influencer names, whatever. It's totally fine. I'm a drama channel now. All of a sudden now. It's again, no beef, no shade towards anybody involved. So Daisy Keach is a really popular TikTok girl. She's beautiful. I think she's like 20. She's very thin, tiny, just looks like that traditional all-American beautiful girl, just skinny. She looks like she could have wore Abercrombie and Fitch clothes in middle school. Like she just looks, that kind of girl. And she's cool. She seems like she has a good personality. She's obviously very popular on TikTok and all social medias and stuff. Obviously, she's beautiful. I heard rumors she had been dating Brody Jenner. Like, she's just that girl that you hear that she's dating so-and-so, and she's always, like, linked with people because she's just pretty, and it would just make sense that she's hooking up with all these people or just dating or whatever. So I saw then on social media that there's another model I follow. And the reason I follow this guy, well, I don't know if he's a model, but he's definitely he's definitely a male influencer for sure. And he's very young too. I want to say he's like 20. But my friend Cedric, my choreographer, he went to the gym with him and he's like, oh, like I always am looking for guys for my music video. And I love tall guys. Like I love having tall guys in my music video. And he was talking to this guy at the gym and he's like, oh, he's super cute. Like you should have him in one of your music videos. Cause at the time I was doing a lot of music videos and I was like, okay, let me follow him. I did. And I just sent a couple DMs and it was all professional. It was nothing like flirty or anything. Cause again, too young for me. And also I don't go for traditional model types. Like I don't like pretty boys. They're beautiful. And I acknowledge that, but it's just not it's never been my cup of tea. I like definitely different looks, unique looks. I've always dated pretty sexy guys, but I'm just saying like, oh, sexy for me. Sorry. That was my belly. I have to eat lunch. But anyways, so yeah, his name's Michael Yerger, I believe. And he looked familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. So anyways, you know what? I'm not going to read I'm not going to read the DMs. I hate when people, my pet peeve is when, amongst many, I hate when people show like text messages and DMs. I've done countless exposed to videos. Like I've done it, I think once, and I immediately felt dirty and disgusting showing DMs, showing private messages verbatim. And sometimes people will show private messages and not cut things out of other stuff like the person may not have wanted out that has nothing to do with the situation. I think it's just gross. I think it's super tacky. I think it's really disgusting. Like you can't just go off your word. You can't just stay off of your experience or a rough what was saying. Instead you have to go where their exact words that could be twisted and whatever. It's in out of context or I don't like that shit. I don't like when so anyways, I'm not going to do that. But I think we just maybe have talked about maybe even just like a YouTube video together or something. I don't know. He's an influencer, whatever, you would clap. But it just never came of it, whatever. And I had seen, so I was like, wait, does this guy look familiar? So I went to his page and I saw him with like this other girl and I remember this drama. So Nikita Dragons also involved. So Nikita Dragon did a video, I think last year about her breakup. I'm using that in quotes. And basically she was saying that this guy used her. Basically she hired him as a model for a video or a photo shoot or something and constantly used him in campaigns and videos. And then she said they were also hooking up and dating. Now, according to this guy, he was like, no, she was paying me. She got me free tickets to Coachella because she wanted to have the VIP boyfriend experience, but she knew I was meeting up with my girlfriend that I was seeing at the time. So he was looking at it as like a job because she was paying him for photo shoots and video shoots, but she was making it seem like it's her boyfriend. I don't know. Again, I don't know the truth of the situation. I know it can be very confusing. I've definitely have dated people that I've hired, which I would never ever do again. But I've definitely hired people and then we start dating and it can be kind of messy. And especially if I've never continuously started using them. Like I would never date and pay someone at the same time. Whether that's how you started the relationship, I think it's a little gross. I've heard other influencers like pay their significant other because I just don't like that, period. Like if you're my significant other, like you're in my videos or you're not, you want to be or you don't, like you'll help me or you won't. I'm not going to pay you to do something, which also can be kind of gross when you get to make money. People just expect like, oh, I'll do it for money. Like you better start paying me. Like it's gross. Even if it's a joke, it gives me such a bad taste when people are like, oh, you got to pay me for that. Oh, you're not paying me. I'm like, whatever. Blech. So if she's continuously paying him and then she's also thinking they're dating, now maybe they're hooking up, maybe they're not. I don't know. He says I don't know if this really like matters, but he said that he just wasn't into it. And then she goes, he was. And again, I don't know. And I think both feelings are completely valid. And I think there can be totally two different realities. Perception is reality, right? So if her perception is they're dating and she's just helping him out by paying him to do stuff, but they're also hooking up and going out to eat and stuff. So in her head, if that's her perception, that's her reality. And if he's like, oh, this girl's just like paying me to hang out and she wants me to look like I'm her boyfriend in pictures, okay, that's cool too. But I'm also completely transparent that I'm dating this girl. I'm not interested like that, other than just like, hey, we're friends, you're paying me, cool. That's his reality. So there can be two truths, it's just different realities, different perceptions. So I love when drama's not about me. I love it. I love when there's no drama. And you know what? There's drama about me. I just ignore it. So if you're any of these people I'm talking about, just fucking ignore me. I'm that bitch. So Nikita tweeted this. Okay, before I get into what Nikita tweeted, actually I have to fill in a little more. So anyways, that's kind of that situation. It ended up being really messy. It didn't make Nikita look great. kind of made her look a little bit delusional. Again, I don't know their situation, but as an outside bitch, just fucking not knowing anything, it kind of made her look maybe like she was hoping it would be a relationship, and it just wasn't that. But again, I don't know what happened behind closed doors. I don't know if he let her on. I don't know anything. And a heartbreak is a heartbreak. Hey, again, if your heart's broken, it doesn't matter what the situation was. A broken heart's a broken heart, and I felt bad for her. So this was last year anyways. And she said it was like her first like relationship or something. So that makes it even harder, especially if it wasn't like a real one. Again, I don't know, but it just makes it harder. So fast forward now, this is like a year and a half later, maybe even more. But so now the male model, Michael Yerker, is now posting photos with Daisy Keach. Now, a year and a half is plenty of time, right? My last serious relationship was February of 2019. We broke up. So again, if he's posting with someone, more than enough time. It's fine. It's totally fine. And vice versa. I post with many of men that I've slept with. You know, it's enough time, I guess, to let things cool down. So yeah, and I saw that. I was like, well, it's kind of crazy, but that's cool because he was with another girl who looked like Daisy. I remember that was the controversy, was that he had a girlfriend at the Coachella time, and she did look like Daisy, and I guess that was the thing that Nikita got mad at or whatever. And that's how I recognized him when I was DMing him. I was like, ooh, Nikita. And I just didn't want that drama because it was kind of pretty fresh from it. So I was just like, ooh. And also he's just very young, and I was just like, not really worth having to have that drama, you know, so close to it. I had my own drama, gosh, with a person that was been divorced for 2 years, and the person was already, the other person, the girl was already moved on. She with his like best friend. So I was like, and people were like, wow, I can't believe Trish, I don't even know this person. So it was 2 years. I was like, oh damn, people they don't want anyone to move on. So it's like, oh, that's interesting. That was interesting, you know, but that was kind of all I thought of it. I was like, oh, that's interesting, but makes sense. They're both really attractive people and social media. Now, this is what so this is what Nikita tweeted. And, oh, okay. She was, I ain't even mad and this was today, right? So this is like the day after they post those pictures, or maybe 2 days after. I ain't even mad when I see my ex with another girl. Like, you about to be just as embarrassed as I was when you found out what he's really about. 100. Like, I think Nikita's beautiful and gorgeous, and I love her fashion. I love what she's about. I hate when girls do shit like this to other girls. Bitch. Maybe he embarrassed you. Maybe you got embarrassed, right? That doesn't mean it's the same situation with the next girl. Just because you got made look like a clown doesn't mean the next girl's going to be like that, because the situation's vastly different. She's not parading him around in campaigns and videos. She's not paying him, from what we can see. It's a very different scenario. He's also posting her. She said in her Nikita's video, she said he never posted her. There's very different vibes. And even if it was the exact same vibe, like let's say Daisy was hiring him to be a model in her TikToks or whatever, people have totally fucking different experiences with other people. It's all based on chemistry, attraction, and just, hey, you're a different fucking human being. And this looks so petty and so bad. And I hope to God she deletes this, because it looks it just reeks of jealousy and bitterness. I hate when girls do this shit. Oh, well, this is what he said to me about you. This is what he did to me. This is how our relationship. I'm sorry for you, boo. I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's not our relationship. Like, I don't know. I don't know if your pussy just ain't the same, but it's just not, you know, it's just what it is. And it's so, it just reeks. Hey, your man not fucking you anymore? Hey, your man dumped you? Like, move on, bitch. Keep it moving. Otherwise, you look fucking pathetic. You just look pathetic. When you comment on the next girl, your man, or in some cases, just a fucking random hookup, be with, you look like an idiot. You just look pathetic and like a loser and clingy and desperate and all the things people thought of you when you made that video. Now, hey, I've been hung up on an ex multiple times, but when an ex of mine finds someone new, guess what? I'm not going to harp on it. I'm not going to do snide comments like that, because it just makes you look very, very sad, sadder than you already have, because you've already made a video and it's already been debunked that you've had some misperceptions in there. It's just not a good look, ladies. It's not a good look. And Nikita, you are so above that. Okay? One, why are you looking at the mans? Even if people are tagging you, rise above. You cannot address this kind of shit. It's been a year and a half. It's a totally different situation. They're not throwing it in anyone's face. And even if they were, that's the fucking internet. That's the job you chose. That's the relationship you chose when you decided to parade this person as your boyfriend, whether he was or not. It just comes with the territory. I have chosen not to comment on any relationships, any drama, any friendships. If people are talking about my friendships or relationships, I don't even comment. Because no one knows the truth. No one needs to know. You know, it's fine. People want to spread lies or they want to look petty. Like, that's what I'm saying. The more people just talk about it and they're not even acknowledging you, it just looks bad. You know what I mean? Now, okay. Commentating, right? Like, let's say she said, like, I don't know. Let's say she said their names or something, like Daisy Keach or something like that. Like, I guess if you're doing commentary on something, but relationships is point blank period, you just look jealous. But I guess, like, let's say, I'm trying to think of another thing. Like, okay, so she had, I don't know if it's like a scandal, but there was that picture she did with Manny, Laura, Gabrielle Zamora, and this was all fucking a year or 2 years ago, where they're all flicking off the camera and someone tweeted something in a shade towards Jeffree Star, and now Nikita's never said anything about Jeffree Star publicly, but let's say she did. Now she's commentating, like, let's say she's commentating on something new, like the cremated palette or something like that, and she's saying, she's giving commentary on Jeffree Star. Okay, that's different. You're not going back to the situation that was involved with them, the flicking off photo. You know, you weren't in a relationship with him, so you're giving commentary on something, on a public figure. I think that's okay, right? I didn't want to bring it up because people are like, you always fucking have to bring their name on their mouth. But when I talk about, like, Jason, David, the Vlog Squad, these are very prominent people on social media. So when I talk about them, it is coming from a somewhat of a non-biased standpoint. Yes, do I not like care for their personalities at the time that I knew them? No. Have they changed drastically in terms of content and stuff? You know, maybe they've changed, who the fuck knows, but I'm allowed to give commentary, just like when I commentate, like I give commentary on their podcast that I listen to from time to time about, I think I talked about Natalie. I barely knew Natalie. I had no friendship, no relationship, nothing. But if I say, you know, I can commentate. I don't think it's a word. I can comment on it because it's something public. It's something that's out there. It's something that's popular. Having said that, they were talking about OnlyFans, kind of similar. I guess this is why I kind of thought about the 19. Jason said something like 19's too young. And I was a little shocked. Now this is coming from a little bit of a non-biased standpoint. But the reason, let's rehash all this. The reason that I was uncomfortable with the threesome joke that Jason had made continuously with David Dobrik's help was because he was joking about having a threesome with Tana because he kissed Tana before we started dating when she was, how old? 19 years old. She was 19 years old. And he kissed her in a dressing room, and she herself said in a David Dobrik blog, ew, it's gross. I didn't want it. That's disgusting. So, hey, maybe Jason has changed. Maybe now he thinks it's gross for 19-year-olds to have OnlyFans. And if that's how he really feels, I applaud him. I had to chuckle. a little bit at that. Sorry. That one was, I'm like, but yeah, you were just joking about having a threesome with this 19-year-old. When you are 46, maybe 47, 46, 47, and you have children closer to her age than you, like, you know? Yeah, no. Okay. We can move on past that. But I think in general, ladies, if you were hooking up with someone, even if they were your full-fledged boyfriend, commentating, I'm just going to keep using that word, commentating on their new relationship is sad. You don't need to, there's a trend going around on TikTok right now where girls are saying, this is me, and then this is the girl he cheated on me with, and basically just saying like how much hotter they are. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you shaming another bitch when it's your fucking man's dick? Your relationship is your man's responsibility, not this other girl that he's sleeping with. Like, shame your man. Don't shame that other bitch. Like, the fuck? Me versus the person he cheated on me with. Okay, that's your man's fault. you looking like a clown. You're looking like a clown, especially if you're still with the guy or you're defending your boyfriend. Oh, this is no. Be mad at the person you're in the relationship with, not the person he cheated on you with. I never understood that either. I guess when I was younger, I guess that's where they're coming from. Maybe when I was younger, I guess I was like that. I'd be like, he cheated on me with someone uglier than me, which, can't be real. The girl was always prettier than me, which kind of hurts even more. I'm just like, oh, yeah, that would make sense that you would want to bang her and not me. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. This world's kind of fucked up. And I guess if that's what you're focusing on is your relationship, it's cool to be hung up over the guy or whatever. But after, if he's dating someone new, let him date someone new. Ugh, I get tagged in shit all the time. Oh, this person's dating this person. Let him. And you know what? Like, if you ever have to compete on that note, if you ever have to compete for your man or your woman's or whatever, let the other person have him. I've always been at that point for the past week. I'm like, hey, if there's a competition, and if my man is like even kind of thinking, like, take him, have him. Like, I'm out. But it's just crazy to me that people want to like fight over a man or a woman. Like, there's so many fucking humans and specimens in this world. Like, fucking just keep it moving. If they choose someone else, if they're clearly with someone else, keep it moving. Otherwise, you look pathetic. And that's just a hard fact. And that is, that's something you got to keep it rolling with the punches. Sorry. I've been trying to do intermittent fasting. So I don't even know what time it is now. I'm trying to think. I've been doing intermittent. Oh my God, it's 2:00. So my last meal was noon yesterday, and I do extreme intermittent fasting, which is only because I have these shoots coming up. It's not always, but because I have these kind of big shoots coming up where I want to look my best or feel my best. It's more about feeling my best, because let's be real, it was me intermittent fasting 3 days before a shoot, like, really going to change much? Maybe I'll be a little less bloated or whatever, but I will feel better. I will feel lighter. And again, I never know what we're doing at these shoots. Like, are we just masturbating? Are we fucking? Are we fingering? Are we anal play? Whatever, so you always want to make sure you're as light as can be. But I've been doing that where I do eat for an hour, and then I don't eat for 23, which intermittent fasting can be like 16-8 or 12-12. I do water fast right before, where I just drink water beforehand to really de-bloat. But yeah, so I definitely am feeling the hunger pains, the hunger strikes. But intermittent fasting, it works. And you know what? It's another way to kind of just, I'm over my period now, but to kind of speed it up is kind of eating a little less, consuming a little less. And I like it. It tends to work, but now I've gone over my 23-hour period. So I'm like really, really hungry, and I'm about to go eat some vegetables because I have a YouTube channel where I do eating. And it actually wasn't that I was going to eat vegetables today, but because I had the poison ivy outfit, which if you watch my vlog channel, I have multiple channels. I was getting ready, and I was just wearing the red wig because my hair looked crazy this morning. And then I was like, oh, let me do a TikTok. And I was like, oh, what kind of cute costume can I wear for TikTok? And I had the poison ivy, and I was like, you know what? I had a poison ivy request for OnlyFans. It all kind of worked. And I was like, what can I do for a mukbang today? I'm like, I'm going to eat because I look cute or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let me do some mukbang of vegetables from my garden, which I don't have. It's vegetables from Ralph's. That's what it's going to be. So I'm going to eat that, which I'm not really that excited about. But hey, food is food, and food tastes so much better when you do intermittent fasting, or you don't eat as much. When you do have that meal, it tastes so fucking good. Shout out to Uma Thurman, by the way, my favorite poison ivy. I don't believe another physical actress has portrayed her. Obviously, there's very many cartoon versions. I don't think Poison Ivy was a character on the original Batman show. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was she? No. The only one I remember is Uma Thurman, and she was very cartoon, very comic book, and I loved it. Those original Batman movies, don't even at me about it. The ones before Christian Bale, those were it. These new bullshit ones are too dark. Like The Dark Knight was okay. The one before Batman Begins is awful. Just too dark, literally, and just all of it. I like the comic book characters, specifically the one with Uma Thurman, Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Drew Barrymore, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, like Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, Danny DeVito, Penguin. Like those are the ones that I grew up going to the theaters to watch. Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, George Clooney, and as Batman. And they were just so great. They were so bright and fun, and just I liked them. I'm not a superhero person at all, even though I've been cosplaying as many. But I really liked those, and I really hope they go back. But Uma Thurman, so beautiful. Shout out to her. I love her. I had a haircut like very much like her Pulp Fiction character Mia Wallace when I was a kid, and and everyone told me I looked like Uma Thurman, but I don't know if it was because like I looked like her or she's kind of far apart eyes. She's beautiful. She's one of those unconventional beauties. I mean, she's stunning. I mean, everyone can, but I'm just saying like she's, you know how I was saying like there's the all American beauty, but she's definitely like, I guess she's all American, but she's very unique, I guess, very unique looking, and I like her and I love her. And hey, if you want to do an OnlyFans collab, Uma, I'll eat your ass. I haven't done ass eating. It's kind of hard to film though, an ass eating. Because your face, if you're doing it right, your face is covering it anyway. Same thing with eating pussy. I'm just hungry. I'm not eat anything at this point. But anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast of The Dish with Trish. I hope I taught you some things. I don't think I did. But if I did, hey, cool. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Let me know below. Let me know in the comment section. Leave a review. Give me a 4-star rating. How you're liking this podcast. Podcast guests should be resuming. I have my first official one booked for July 6th, so you guys will hear that on July 7th. But hey, I'm working on getting more of this back and going. My studio setup right now is absolutely insane. There's just clothes and shit everywhere, so I have to clean this all up. But I'm looking to get my guests coming back as people feel more safe to travel, as for people feel more safe to conjugate. I do miss the guest format as well. I think that gives it a little something extra. But thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me through this quarantine, through this pandemic. I definitely didn't want to leave you hanging. This podcast is very important to me. I built a whole studio in my house with the intent of having the 4-camera setup, the nice lighting, the guests coming in, and I want to continue that. So definitely leave me a review though, or comment, and let me know how I can always improve this podcast and what guests you want to see and what more you want me to ask them. Should we be more topical? Should we be the interviews I've been doing has been very interview real style. I'm just making words. Interview real style. Should it be more current events? Should it be more roundtable? Very much like, you know, late night shows. I guess they talk more about current stuff. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for all the comments, the feedback, the love, and support. And I will see you guys in the next podcast. Bye.